Hey guys, welcome to this video. My name is John Watts. I'm a consumer protection lawyer, and we're going to talk in this video about what does Section 1681 EB mean for your credit reports. Well, first of all, this is part of the Fair Credit Reporting Act, and it regulates credit bureaus. So we're talking about kind of the big three credit bureaus, that's Equifax, Experian, TransUnion, but also all the other host of credit bureaus that are out there. It might be for employment purposes. A company goes to a credit bureau for a background screening. They don't report anything on your, as far as your accounts, your mortgage. All they do is look for crimes and things of that nature. Or maybe you're applying for an apartment or renting a house, and there's a tenant screening background credit report prepared on. Whatever the context is, 1681 EB applies. And that section basically says a credit bureau has to have reasonable procedures to assure maximum possible accuracy. So in this video, I want to talk about, well, what does that mean? And then second of all, how does this work in practical terms? So what it means is the credit bureau has got to have procedures and policies in place before there's any dispute by you, before you request any investigation. They have to have procedures in place to make sure that things are as accurate as possible. So let me give you a practical example. Let's say that you're born in the year 2000. So I'm recording this in 2020. You're 20 years old. And your credit report shows that you're 20 years old. And it shows that you opened a Capital One account in 1999. Kind of hard to do before you're born, right? So we'd say to the credit bureaus, hey, look, think guys, how can I be born in 2000, but yet before that open up a credit card? All right, let's think about a background screening. So same thing. You're born in the year 2000, and they say you pled guilty to aggravated assault in 2005. Like, really? I was 5 years old, and I pled guilty to a crime. That's pretty amazing. And these sound absurd, but particularly when we're talking about background screening, tenant screening, these guys are, they could care less about accuracy, okay? And so, again, we're looking for something that just on the face of it, we go, there's just no way that that could possibly be true, okay? So imagine that we'll take Capital One. It's showing you as a zero balance for the last 2 years. And it says there's no payment due, there's no balance, and they're reporting you late every month. Well, how can I be late? Again, we'd say to the credit bureaus, don't you have some kind of red flag popping up on your computer system? Say, well, wait a minute. If this consumer has no balance, no payment due, how can they be late? Okay? Same thing with discharge debt. We've talked about that in a couple of recent videos. Can you have a discharge debt? Sure. Can it be reported? Absolutely. But you can't be late on a discharge debt, okay? So if I discharge the debts here, then going forward in time, they can't be showing me as being late. So again, it's just kind of like saying, look, guys, use some common sense here and check this stuff out. The other part of it is, particularly on background screening companies, is what are they doing to make sure it's really you? Okay, so my name is John Watts, W-A-T-T-S. Let's say that I'm applying for a job at Kroger's or a job at wherever, Amazon, and they do a background check. And there's a Joe Watts in North Carolina convicted of a crime. And they go, well, you know, it starts with a J, same last name. So he was born the same year I was born. So they're like, it's probably the same guy. So I don't get the job because of that. Well, again, we would say, guys, you messed up on that. Now, I will give you one sort of legal pointer. Most jurisdictions require, if you're bringing an EB claim, a maximum accuracy claim, that your credit report had to have been published to somebody besides you. So a creditor requested, because they're considering you for a new loan. An employer requested for a background check. An apartment complex requested for a tenant screening. In other words, it has to be sent to somebody other than you. And if it's been sent to somebody and they did not use all the procedures that they could reasonably use to assure maximum possible accuracy, then you have a claim. And obviously it's very upsetting to have a potential employer be told that you committed rape, or that you have 12 judgments against you when they're not your judgments, or whatever the information is, that you're a fraud, that you're a felon. And that's not true. That would, of course, be very upsetting. And look, these companies, even though they would want to deny it, when put under oath, they would admit, yes, being accused of being a convicted felon would certainly be upsetting to a normal person. And if they don't, then they look like complete morons for doing that. Okay, so we'll do another video sometime where we go through the actual text of the law. I just wanted to kind of talk it through with you to say this is only for the credit bureaus. It must be published, and we're looking for something that just, as you look at it, you just go, wait a minute, like nobody was even thinking when they put this on there. So hope that that's helpful to you, and you can check out our other videos here. You can subscribe to our channel, and if you have any questions, you can always get in touch with us. Okay, thanks a lot, guys. See you in the next video. Bye-bye.